Have you ever walked away from a family gathering feeling completely drained and then wondered, why does being around the people who love me feel so exhausting sometimes? Most people think toxic families are easy to spot. They imagine constant fighting, screaming matches, or obvious abuse. But what if toxicity is much quieter than that? What if it hides behind family traditions, good intentions, and the phrase, "We're only saying this because we care"? Let's talk about why families become toxic. A common belief is that toxic families are simply made up of bad people, but that's usually not true. Most toxic families don't start with cruelty, they start with pain. Think about it. Nobody gets a parenting manual that perfectly explains emotions, communication, or healthy relationships. Many parents raise children using the same tools they were given. If they grew up with criticism, they may think criticism builds character. If they grew up hiding emotions, they may teach their kids to do the same. Toxicity often begins with unhealed emotional wounds. A parent who never felt heard may struggle to listen. A parent raised in fear may use fear to control. A family that never learned healthy communication may replace conversations with assumptions, guilt, or silence. Sometimes it's generational trauma. Sometimes it's emotional neglect. Sometimes it's people trying their best with skills they never learned. It's kind of like getting a family recipe that's been passed down for generations, except nobody realizes one of the ingredients is emotional damage. Now here's where things get interesting. The signs of a toxic family aren't always obvious. Sometimes it's constant criticism disguised as advice. You know, you'd look better if you lost a few pounds. I'm just being honest. Or maybe every life decision turns into a family debate. You mention changing jobs, moving cities, or trying something new, and suddenly everyone becomes an unpaid life coach. Then there's guilt. Guilt is one of the most common forms of control in families. Oh, do whatever you want. We're disappointed, but it's your choice. We sacrificed everything for you. No one directly tells you what to do, but somehow you still feel guilty for having your own opinion. Another subtle sign is conditional love. When approval only shows up after you meet expectations, love starts feeling like a performance review. And let's not forget boundaries. Some families treat boundaries like personal insults. You say, "I need some space." They hear, "I have declared war." Then there's emotional invalidation. You share your feelings and someone immediately responds with, "You're too sensitive. You're overthinking. You're being dramatic." After hearing that enough times, people stop sharing how they feel altogether. So why do people stay trapped in these patterns? Because family relationships are complicated. There's loyalty, there's guilt, there's the fear of being rejected by the people you've known your entire life. Many people feel responsible for keeping the peace, even when that peace comes at the cost of their own well-being. Cultural expectations can make it even harder. We're taught that family should always come first. And while family is important, many people confuse love with unlimited access. Deep down, most people are still hoping for approval. They're still waiting for the compliment they never received. Still waiting for someone to finally say, "I'm proud of you." And that hope can keep people stuck for years. But eventually, many people reach a turning point. They realize something important. Understanding why someone behaves a certain way doesn't mean accepting behavior that hurts you. You can have compassion for someone's wounds without allowing those wounds to become your responsibility. The goal isn't to hate your family. The goal is to see clearly. Because healthy relationships don't require you to shrink yourself to keep others comfortable. And maybe that's the thought worth remembering. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do isn't changing your family. It's changing what you believe you must tolerate to earn their love. Because real love grows when people can be themselves, not when they're constantly trying to become someone else's version of enough.